into our next lesson of this lovely Wednesday. I hope you are ready to show what you know in math, of course. So we are going to take our skills that we've been working on in unit form and kick it up a notch and really build on those skills. So let's check out our learning target for Wednesday. It says, I can determine, so I can figure out the total value of a group. So I'm going to read that one more time. I can determine the total value of a group. So how much we have. If we're given a group, we need to figure out how much is it in total, the total value. And in this group, it's going to have numbers with more than 10 of a unit. So we're going to have groups that have more than 10 of a unit. Remember, units are the different sized groups that are in a number. Hundreds, tens, and ones. Those are all units. So what happens when we're given a group that has more than 10 tens or more than 10 ones? It's going to require us to use our place value and our bundling skills to figure out how much do we have in all. So let's remind ourselves, what is the traditional unit form? We were talking about units and unit form. When we write out a number in unit form, we are showing the number of units, of hundreds, tens, and ones. So in a number, how many groups of hundreds are there? How many groups of 10? And how many groups of 1? For example, we looked at this before, and the number 273. There's 2 groups of hundreds, 7 tens, and 3 ones. In the traditional unit form, we can easily see how many units of each are in a number. It's already nicely broken up for us into hundreds, tens, and ones. But that's not always going to be the case. We're not always going to get a number that's nicely broken up already for us into the 3 units. Sometimes we're going to get a bigger group of just 1 unit, and we have to break it up ourselves. So sometimes we are going to get a group that has more than 10 of a unit. So a group that has more than 10 hundreds, more than 10 tens, or more than 10 ones. And what happens when that is the case? So if we were to look at 273 again, and this time it was given to us as a group of 200s, but then a group of 73 ones, we're not quite sure how much we have at this exact moment. We're not seeing all the units. In this moment, we only have hundreds and then a really big group of ones. More than 10 ones. So it's going to be our job to figure out how much is 73 ones. We will have to break it up on our own to figure out what number is 273 ones. So sometimes this is going to happen, and we're going to need to use our place value and our bundling skill to figure out what is the total value of 73 ones. What's the total value of more than 10 of a unit? And all of this depends on these 2 very important equations that I know we've seen before. 10 ones like 10. And 10 tenths equals blank hundred. Both of these rely on the same piece of information, that 10 of a smaller unit equals 1 of a bigger unit. Can you do that with me? 10 of a smaller unit equals 1 of a bigger unit. So, if we know that's true, can we complete these equations? So we have a group of 10 ones. That's a smaller unit. So 10 ones equals how many 10? Equals just 1 10. Because 10 ones is the smaller unit, and they equal 1 10 of the bigger unit. So if this is true, 10 tens equals how many hundreds? Equals exactly 100 as well. Smaller unit becomes bigger unit. And it's always going to be when we have a group of 10. We've practiced this bundling skill on our place value charts with our counters before, and we're going to use that exact same knowledge today. So, what you're going to need, Super Scholars, is a whiteboard out. So you have a personal whiteboard or a notebook that you want to have examples in and take notes. Whatever you like to use for math, you need to get it out so we can start solving. Okay, first up, in the middle of your board, can you write 18 ones? I want you to have the number 18 and then the unit ones. 18 ones. Okay, 18 ones isn't broken up for us yet. How much do we think is a group of 18 ones? We need to figure out the total value. So, what we have to do is we have to look for a group of 10. There's a group of 10 with an 18 that we can bundle to make one of a bigger unit. So, we can do that by figuring out what's the value of each digit in 18. 18 is still 18, even if it's just ones. So, 18. Look at this 1. What place is the 1 in 18? It's in the tens place. So 1 10 is worth how much? It's just worth 10. 1 10 equals 10. Good job. What about this 8? The digit 8 is in the ones place. So 8 ones is worth how much? Just 8, exactly. Just 8. So here we were able to show the value of each digit and pull apart this number. Do you see a group of 10 in 18? Do you see a group of 10? We do. There is a group of 10 ones within 18. So what do you know? 10 ones equals what? 10 ones equals, it equals 1 10. Our 10 of a smaller unit equals 1 of a bigger unit. So we know that within 18, there's 1 10. So, if we bundle part of the number together, how much is left over? 8 ones. Can we bundle 8 ones together? No, it's less than 10. So 8 ones is still just 8 ones. We leave it as it is. Scholars. Now, we've taken out a group of 10, and we can see that 18 ones equals 1 10 and 8 ones. And now it might be a little simpler for us to figure out what's the total value. So let's see. If we have 1 10 and 8 ones, how many do we have? Can you write it on your board? We've got 1 10 and we've got 8 ones. So what's our total value? It is 18. We have 18. And if you noticed, we had 18 ones, and the total value is still just 18. That was pretty simple because we were just working with our ones place. When we're only working with groups of ones, no matter how many ones we have in that group, it will equal the total value. So the number of ones in a group will always equal the total value that you have. It will always stay the same. But that's only if we're just working with a group of ones. Only ones. Okay, that was our first problem solving all together. So let's reset, and let's give ourselves a quick little break. Did you reset? Are you ready to give your brain a nice math break? So come on, stand up, and I've got a question for you. So Super Scholars, you have a choice between these two activities. What would you rather do? Ride in a hot air balloon or go snorkeling underwater? Gotta make a choice. Hot air balloon, side twists, snorkeling, side bends. What would you rather do? I would love to go snorkeling, so I'm going to do side bends. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Nice little break. Come on, sit right back down with your whiteboard, and let's keep solving. Okay, are you nice and seated? So Super Scholars, we were just working with 18 ones. But now, what do we have? We have 18 tens. We have 18 tens. We totally changed the unit. So now our total value is going to be completely different. But we can use the same skills. So make sure you have this written down on your whiteboard or your notebook. 18 tenths. Okay, Super Scholars. So in 18 tenths, we still want to break this number apart by figuring out the value of each digit. That will get us started. So let's see. It's about the same as last time. The 1, what is the value of the 1? 10 exactly, because it's in the tens place. What's the value of the 8? The 8 is worth just 8, because it's in the ones place, just 8. Okay, so we've broken 18 into 10 tenths and 8 tenths. But wait, can we bundle something? Can we bundle? What can we bundle? We can bundle 10 tens. We have a group of 10 tens. When we bundle them together, what are we going to get? We're going to get 10 tens becomes, it becomes 100. When we bundle 10 tens together, it becomes 100. Good job, Super Scholars, using your knowledge. our bundle to make 100. Our 8 tens are still here. Can we bundle our 8 tens? No, we can't do anything. So they're still just going to stay 8 tens. So now, would you look at that? We broke apart 18 tens and were able to figure out that 18 tens was the same as 100 and 8 tens. But still, what is the total value? How much do we have? Let's think about it. What do you see, Super Scholars? We have 108 tens. Can you figure that out on your board? What do we have? We have 108 tens. So our total value is 180. 180. We know now that 18 tenths equals 180. That is the total value. And we were able to do that by bundling 10 tens together. Good job, Super Scholars. This is such awesome, important knowledge, and it's really stretching your brain, and that's why I love it. So, let's do another one. Can we reset, and test our brain again? Okay, reset. Da-da-da. So what if we were given 116 ones? We had 116 ones. How much is that? What's the total value? Can you write this down on your board? With the units, so you know, with the units. Remember, always pause me if you need more time. So, in 116 ones, we can leave this 100 alone. It's got less than 10, so it's already in the bundle it needs to be. So we don't need to worry about it. What we do got to worry about is when we have more than 10 of a unit. That's when it gets tricky, and we have to figure out how we need to bundle. So we're focusing on the 16 ones. So if we want to figure out how much is 16 ones, we got to bundle. So let's see. Can you tell me what is 16 broken apart? Can you make the number bond on your own? Take out the 10, and what's left over? What's the value of each digit? Can you write it out? We know this 1 equals 10, and the 6 equals just 6. We can determine that by knowing the value of each digit. And we're able to break the number apart. Okay, what do you see? What do you see? What should our next step be? So we got to bundle something? We've got 10 ones. We have 10 ones. That's our magic number for bundling. So what happens? If we have 10 ones, they bundle together and become 110. Dun, dun, dun. 110 is our new unit. So we know our 10 ones is the same as 110. What about these 6? These 6 left over. Does anything happen with these 6 ones? No, we can't bundle them yet. So there's still just 6 ones. Perfect. So if we take a step back, we can see this entire number has 100, 1/10, and 6 ones. So what's our total value? Can you figure that out yourself, awesome people? 100, 1/10, 6 ones. What's the total value of that? Can you write it down? 100, 1/10, and 6 ones. That is a total amount of 116. 116 is this big total value we've been working with. 116 ones is the same as 116. Woo! Give yourself a pat on the back for working so hard on those awesome brain puzzles. Okay, second grade. So we've been working really hard on using our bundling skills to bundle groups of 10 of a unit to make one of a bigger unit. So now it's going to be your job to practice a few problems on your own using your same skills. So let's all reset our board and check out what your problems are today. And here they are, 2 problems that have been waiting for you. So I need every awesome second grader to determine the total value of 14 tenths. How much is 14 tenths? And what is the value of 111 ones? So in order to figure out the total value, you have to see, where can I take out 10 and bundle it together to make one of a bigger unit? So how much is 14 tenths and 111 ones? Use your notes if you took any. Go back and watch an example problem again if you need to. But everyone's going to figure out the total value of both these numbers. Then, once that's completed, I want you to take a video of yourself explaining to me how you solve these problems. This is where I need you to show what you know. You're going to show what you know by explaining how you took out a group of 10 to bundle the smaller unit to make one of a bigger unit. So we're solving and then showing me what you know in a video. Okay, Super Scholars, I love this brain puzzle. We're going to keep working on these kinds of problems next week. So today, it's our first try. Give it your best shot, and I can't wait to see what you got.